Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about when it comes to mass shooting intervention is agreeing to get help. Now, we mentioned the video before that we want to engage people. We want to notice any kind of signs such as events of loss and reactions, negative reactions to that. We want to ask a serious question. Are you thinking of killing yourself or killing someone else? And we want to move on to actually hearing their story and listening to them and trying to find something life-sustaining to hold on to lead us to an agreement to talk about life and safety of others. Now, if it's suicide, then we need to agree for what we would call safety for now, that they're not going to hurt themselves today, and see if we can refer them to higher care. Now, if we're talking about homicide, we need to make sure that we can agree that they're not going to hurt anyone else for right now and refer them to higher care. So what does that look like? Well, first off, let me take a step back. If you're talking to a person and they cannot agree on either of those premises, be it suicide or homicide, then they will need to be forcibly taken to higher care. And I know that's not ideal because, like I said before, we want to get agreement because the more they agree on this thing, the more likely they are to follow through with it. However, we've got to do the best that we can do, and if they don't agree, we have to get them to higher care. Now, if they do agree, what are they agreeing about? First and foremost, we want to disable their plan. If they're wanting to shoot themselves or someone else, we have to disable that plan, which means we might have to physically take the weapon from them. And that hopefully will come with an agreement, not a fight. Because keep in mind, you have to worry about your own safety. But some plans might be more difficult, and which might take police action. And like I told you a video before, a lot of this stuff won't have legal issues. Some of this will. If a person has planted a bomb and they're responsible for that, yeah, there's going to be legal issues with that. But of course, the legal issues would be much less if they admit to it and they remove that plan than if they went through with it. So the point is we have to find a way to disable that plan. And I can't tell you exactly how to do that. That's going to be up to you and that person in that specific instance. And you may have to seek police or higher care even to disable that plan. The next thing I would suggest is to ensure that this person goes to some kind of mental health facility. And I know there are tons of issues with insurance, who pays for it, I get it. But it's a must. It's something that has to happen. Especially if someone is thinking of killing people, we've got to keep that from happening. Even if that is agreeing to go to police custody, use your brain and kind of think outside the box. But whatever you do, figure out a plan to where that person's not alone and that person's not able to execute their plan. And that likely means either medical or emergency personnel taking responsibility for that situation. And I know that's tough to try to get someone to agree to that. But that's your challenge. And again, if they don't agree to it, then you're going to have to take some forcible action to make sure that nothing bad happens. So look, that's kind of the end of this. I know this is only just a few videos, and I know this isn't perfect. But my point here is we can't just rely on legislation of one thing or another. We can't just rely on someone else. You and me go out in the world and we see people every single day. And hopefully, if something bad is going to happen, you or I will see it before it happens by engaging with people, having real conversations, and taking responsibility to help our neighbor. So I hope this is helpful. And hopefully, as we go about our business, we can save people's lives by just being human beings and talking to people.